As we discussed in last video, overall integration process of states went on smoothly, but integration of few states took a dramatic turn. In this video, we are going to look at some of these integration stories. Let us first see the integration of Junagadh into India. Junagadh was the state with area of 8,643 square kilometer and population of around 6,70,000. While 80% population was Hindu, it was ruled by a Muslim ruler. Diwan of Junagadh was Sir Shahnawaz Bhutto, father of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, who was the first elected Prime Minister of Pakistan. Shahnawaz Bhutto was also pro-Pakistan. It was the prime state in Kathiawar region, surrounded by small states which had already joined India. Junagadh had no land connectivity to Pakistan. Only Veerawal was connected to Karachi port in Pakistan, which was 300 miles away. Despite of all these facts, Nawab of Junagadh signed accession to Pakistan, which was against the will of its citizens. Jinnah advised him to keep out under all circumstances till 15th August 1947. Jinnah also assured that he would not allow Junagadh to starve, saying, Veerawal is not far from Karachi. Indian government was suggesting referendum, but Nawab of Junagadh denied it. Meanwhile, people of Kathiawar were preparing to take the law in hand under the leadership of Samaldas Gandhi, who was a nephew of Mahatma Gandhi. They were ready to set up a parallel government, but Sardar Patel was not happy about this. Kathiawar Congress leaders announced a provisional government of Junagadh known as Arzi Hukumat. Samaldas Gandhi was president and government consisted of 6 members. It had full public support. Babriya Ward was a group of 51 villages. It was not attached to Junagadh and had already joined India, but Junagadh refused to recognize sovereignty of Babri Ward and sent its troops to Babri Ward in September of 1947. Mangrol was another tiny state between Junagadh and Porbandar. It also had majority Hindu population. Sheikh of Mangrol first accepted instrument of accession, but later retracted the decision under the pressure of Junagadh. Junagadh refused to recognize Mangrol as independent state and considered it as its own territory. On 1st October 1947, Junagadh troops occupied Mangrol territory, thus practically violating the border of India. India asked for the removal of forces, but Junagadh refused to do so. Manavdar was one more small state with majority Hindu population. It was surrounded on 3 sides by Junagadh. Khan of Manavdar was harassing local Congress leaders and there was danger of flare-up in state. More than 100,000 of Hindus had already fled out of Junagadh. Finally, military action was decided by India. Lord Mountbatten suggested to take this issue to United Nations, but Sardar Patel as well as Nehru opposed the idea. Brigadier Gurdial Singh was in command of force. Troops were ordered not to violate Junagadh territory and were deployed only along Indian border. On 22nd October, small police force was sent to Manavdar to take up administration and manager was appointed. This was to avoid flare-up and spreading it to neighboring states. On 1st November, civil administrator with small force was sent to Babriya Ward to take over administration. Mangrol was taken over by Government of India. Both Sheikh of Mangrol and Khan of Manavdar had fled to Pakistan. In the unsettled conditions, traders refused to risk any business with Junagadh. Consequently, the food situation deteriorated considerably in spite of some help given by Pakistan. The revenues of state also decreased substantially. In November of 1947, Nawab of Junagadh fled to Pakistan with his family, taking all cash, shares and securities in treasury. This encouraged the forces of Arzi Hukumat to occupy various parts of the state. On 5th November, Junagadh State Council held a meeting and it was decided that the position arising out of the economic blockade, interstate complications, external agitation and internal administrative difficulties make it necessary to have a complete reorientation of the state policy and readjustment of relations with the two dominions, even if it involves a reversal of the earlier decision to accede to Pakistan. The Diwan was authorized to negotiate with the proper authorities. On 7th November, Diwan of Junagadh opened discussions with Shamaldas Gandhi. He made proposal to hand over administration to India. On 9th November, Indian government took over administration. However, Pakistan demanded for the removal of Indian troops and administration. By 13th November, Nawab of Junagadh was ready to join India. On 20th February 1948, referendum was held under C. B. Nagarkar, who was neither Hindu nor Muslim. There were around 2 lakhs registered voters, out of which only 91 voted for Pakistan. At the same time, referendum was held in Mangrol, Manavdar and Babriawad. Here, out of 31,434 registered voters, only 39 voted in favor of Pakistan. After referendum, democratization of administration was started. India decided to constitute an executive council of popular representatives to assist the administration. On 1st June 1948, the executive council, consisting of Shamaldas Gandhi, Dayashankar Dave and Mrs. Pushpavati Mehta, was set up. On 20th February 1949, the administration of Junagadh state as well as of Mangrol, Manavdar and erstwhile feudatories of Junagadh was handed over to Saurashtra government at a simple ceremony. In this ceremony, the Chief Secretary of Saurashtra took over the administration of Junagadh. This closed the first dramatic chapter in the process of integration. Let us now discuss the Kashmir's integration, which is still an unclosed chapter. Kashmir is northmost state in India. It is strategically very important for both Pakistan and India. Kashmir has vast stretch of plain land surrounded by the high Himalayan ranges. This makes the national defense for the country. Many important rivers like Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi originate in Kashmir, so their flow can be controlled from Kashmir. Muhammad Ali Jinnah termed Kashmir to be jugular vein of Pakistan. It connects to Central Asia through Afghanistan, which can be important trade route. Coming back to 1947 situation of Kashmir, it had a majority Muslim population in most of the parts, but was ruled by the Hindu ruler Raja Hari Singh. Only Ladakh had a majority of Buddhist population. Key positions in administration were occupied by Hindus. Because of this, Sheikh Abdullah led an organization called National Conference, which was campaigning against the ruler. Till 15th August 1947, Kashmir didn't accede to any dominion. However, ruler had signed standstill agreement with Pakistan. On 22nd October 1947, Operation Gulmarg was started. Tribal invasion started in Kashmir. Muslims in the Kashmir battalions deserted, shot the commanding officer and his adjutant. They joined raiders and acted as advance guard to the raiders' column. The raiders then marched towards Baramulla along the road leading to Srinagar. On 24th October, raiders captured Baramulla as well as Mahura powerhouse, which supplied the electricity to Srinagar. Srinagar was plunged into darkness. The raiders had announced that they would reach Srinagar on 26th October in time for the Eid celebrations at Srinagar Mosque. Raiders were operating against Kashmir from the bases in Pakistan. Their modern military equipments could only have been obtained from Pakistan sources. Mortars, artillery and Mark V mines are not normal kind of armaments which tribesmen possess. Motor transport, which the raiders had been using, and the petrol required for it could also be obtained in Pakistan only. Food and other supplies were also secured from Pakistan. Reliable reports stated that the raiders get their rations from military bases in Pakistan. Liaquat Ali Khan was encouraging tribesmen for invasion and made speeches to effect that Pakistan will never give up Kashmir. Despite of standstill agreement, Pakistan started economic blockade of Kashmir. Pakistan authorities had cut off the food supply, petrol supply and other essential commodities and hindered the free transit from travelers between Kashmir and Pakistan. Raiders had indulged in the most ghastly atrocities, including the wholesale murder of non-Muslims and abduction and auctioning of Kashmiri girls. Ruler of Kashmir was incapable of handling these raiders as his force was dispersed along the 450 miles frontier. On 24th October, he made desperate appeal to India for help. Sheikh Abdullah also requested India for help. On 25th October, meeting of Defence Committee was held, which was presided by Lord Mountbatten. Indian officials flew to Kashmir to study the situation. They first moved Maharaja and his family out of Srinagar in case Srinagar fell in the hands of raiders. On 26th October, Maharaja of Kashmir signed the instrument of accession. However, he further expressed the strong opinion that in the view of composition of the population, accession should be conditional on the will of people being ascertained by plebiscite after the raiders had been driven out of the state and law and order had been restored. This was readily agreed by Nehru and other ministers. India finally decided to launch a military operation in Kashmir. There had never been an operation like the airlift of Indian troops to Srinagar on 27th October and subsequent days. With no previous thought, no organized planning, and at such a remarkably short notice, Indian troops carried out the airlift successfully. At this point, Jinnah got impatient and ordered Pakistani troops to enter Kashmir. However, their British Supreme Commander denied. In meantime, Sheikh Abdullah was invited by Maharaja to form an interim emergency government. Also, Kashmir issue was being discussed among Nehru, Jinnah and Lord Mountbatten. On 8th November, Indian troops recaptured Baramulla. Negotiations on Kashmir were still going on. Plebiscite was suggested for Kashmir, to which Nehru agreed, but Jinnah rejected. On 22nd December, official letter was given to Liaquat Ali Khan by Nehru before making reference to United Nations. Since no reply was received till 31st December 1947, India formally appealed to United Nations. Conflict continued for a year. Finally, on 1st January 1949, both nations ordered ceasefire. However, practically this conflict is still not over and lot of bloodshed is still going on over Kashmir issue. Map of Kashmir as of today looks like this. China claimed that Aksai Chin is part of China and occupied it. In 1963, Pakistan illegally ceded some part of Pakistan occupied Kashmir to China. So today, half of the Kashmir is not controlled by India. In our next part, we will look at the integration story of Hyderabad. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and comment because discussion is solution. For more discussions, please subscribe our channel.